Bert used Sorrel's bull, Red Jerry, which is Stu Fowler, and then he used Boomerang. Those three predominant lines of dogs were running through Bert's yard regularly. Between Boomerang, Stu Fowler, Red Jerry, and then Sorrel's bull, which is the Zeke stuff. And that's really what Bert ran, and that's why I like the Queen of Hearts, because it's Bolio, that's Sorrel's bull. Bolio and Bull were half brothers. And then Boomerang is out of Miss Spike, which happens to be Boomerang's mother. Boomerang's mother is a bitch named Miss Spike, and her mother was Zeke's sister. So that makes Boomerang real close to Zeke, which makes Boomerang real close to Sorrel's bull and Bolio. You see? So that's why the relation between Bolio, Sorrel's bull, and Boomerang is very tight, very close through breeding. And a lot of people don't realize that Bolio is very closely related to Sorrel's bull. People don't know that because they don't know pedigrees. I think I may have mentioned all this before.
Yeah, we've talked a bit about pedigrees before.
Yeah, but anyway, I mean, that's my line. That's what I run. I run Sorrel's bull, I run Bolio, and I run Boomerang a lot. I mean, that's what I want. That's what I like. And I like Patrick. I like anything. When you say Bolio, you're saying Patrick, because Patrick's the one that bred Bolio, pretty much. He bred Bolio a bunch, and he got several good dogs off of it, and he kept those, and he kept them going. I'd say Bull Boy Bob by Patrick was probably the number one Bolio dog that he ran, as far as breeding goes, breeding to everything. So Bull Boy Bob is responsible for having a lot to do with Bolio line.
Now, didn't Bolio change hands a lot?
Well, yeah, he kind of did. So did Zeke. Zeke, the daddy to Bolio, changed hands. He went through a guy named Jerome Hernandez. He was named Hernandez Zeke. Then he went to a guy named Fitzwater Zeke. And then he went to a guy named Kohler Zeke. Oh, my gosh. Let me see who else. There was others. I can't remember them all. Bolio started out as a young dog. Floyd Boudreaux had him. I don't know where Floyd got him, but he really wasn't Floyd's line of dogs, but Floyd wound up with him. And then he went from Floyd's hands to, I think it must have been Indian Sonny. And that's where he got his name, Indian Bolio. And then he got stolen. From what I understand, somebody stole him. He's such a good dog. And then somehow Patrick wound up with him. But he let it be known to the dog world that he got this dog on an honest deal. He did not know if the dog had been stolen, and he got him. But he let everybody know, so it was legal. You know what I mean? In other words, he didn't know he was buying stolen property. And he worked out something with, I don't know who stole. I don't know which guy had him that he got stolen from, but I think it was Indian Sonny. Indian Sonny was noted for stealing dogs. He was a dog thief. Sonny stole quite a few good dogs. Some people think that he stole the dog Pit General from Don Mayfield. Some think that. I've heard that. But see, it's just rumor. And you can't really, depend on that being the truth. You can only think about it and imagine that Indian Sonny had stolen a handful of good dogs and that he may have had a hand in the theft of Pit General, which Don Mayfield claimed was the best dog he ever owned, and I believe it. He was straight off of Tudor's Jeff and out of Tudor's Baby. Kennedy's Spring was a littermate's sister, which figures in real heavy in my bloodline. Kennedy Spring. It's all Jeff and Baby, and it's actually it goes back through Grider's Bobby Boy and Shatter and stuff like that. Anyway, it all goes back to Jeff and Baby. It's Black Widow blood. It's Daibo Black Widow, but the Pit General dog was up there as far as being one of the great dogs. He's up there with Boomerang and oh gosh, I don't know who else I'd have to mention. It would be in that category of match dogs. But I think Pit General, Grand Champion Art, he'd have to be mentioned in that. My mind kind of escapes me right now as far as some of the other great dogs, but Pit General was up there with one of the, and he was a catchweight dog too, big dogs, like 48 pounds or above, something like that.
Right.
But, Pit General, Boomerang, Grand Champion Art. Oh, there were so many. I hate to mention dogs like that because you always you always forget to mention one or two that you should have mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so in answer to the question, I think Zeke changed, or Bolio changed hands 3 or 4 times, but once Patrick got him, he died there. He died with Patrick. Patrick pretty much is the guy that promoted that blood. He's the one that bred that more than anybody else. So you got to give Patrick the credit for breeding Bolio. Even though he changed hands a lot by other dog men, he wound up on Patrick's yard and was bred quite a bit.
Right.
Which I always like it because it lines up so good with Bert's stuff.
Mm-hmm.